Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now I was going to do a final inbox video this week, but I decided not to. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to go through all the brand new studio albums that I bought in 2023. And there's also one brand new single. I wonder who that could be. No prizes for guessing. And the reason I'm doing it is I knew that every artist I bought was an older artist, but what I didn't realise was the actual age of these artists. So what I've decided to do is go through the 11 albums. Now I have shown some of these before, and the ones I have shown before I will sort of be very quick over it. I won't get the vinyl out because it's in another inbox. And there is a few that I haven't shown, and I will actually take the vinyl out and show you the gatefold and so forth. But I'm going to start off with the youngest artist and finish with the oldest. And here's one for you. Can you guess who the oldest artist is and what age this artist is? So, you know my music taste, so we'll see. So the youngest artist I bought this year, believe it or not, and she is older than me by a year, and it is Shania Twain, and it's the album Queen of Me, which is, I'm not going to say it's a return to form, it's actually going back a little bit towards her country roots, and I do really enjoy it. It's a mid-table Shania album for me. I still don't think it's as good as Come On Over or Up or even Shania Now. But still, it's a pretty good album, and Shania, as I say, is 58 years old. So she is the youngest of the artists that I've bought. Okay, the next youngest, and I haven't shown this, so I will actually take it out. And it's OMD, and it's their new album called Bauhaus Staircase, and it is very, very good. It does go back to like the OMD of the early 80s, but the synth sound is different. It's more modern and updated. I just wish they had Winston, that old synth, the old computer thing that they had from years back, which gave that unique OMD sound. This actually sounds at times a little bit ravey with the synth, but it's still a very strong album and really strong songs. Now the two guys from OMD are Andy McCluskey, who is 64, and Paul Humphreys, who is 63, and with this you get a nice inner sleeve, and I believe it is just on standard black vinyl, but it's a very good album and it has done very well in the charts. I believe it got to number 2, which is some going for OMD. Their first album was released in 1980, so that is 43 years ago. But yeah, very good album, Bauhaus Staircase, and as I say, they're the second youngest. The next one is the third youngest, really. Well, it's actually the fourth if you count the two members of OMD. It's Graham Parker, and this has got a brilliant title. It's Last Chance to Learn the Twist, and this came out a couple of weeks ago. And Graham Parker is 72 years old. Now, whenever I was a teenager, I never in my life thought, no matter what age I am, I will not be buying music by a 72-year-old. But I did, and this is a very, very good album. There is some songs that sort of hark back to the 50s in a way, but as all Graham Parker's albums are, they're so consistently good, and this is on like a Coke bottle green, and it's a beautiful, beautiful disc. But yeah, I don't think this charted. He has had so little success with his albums, but he still keeps releasing, which is great. And some excellent songs like The Music of the Devil, Grand Scheme of Things is very good. Cannabis is very, very catchy. Pablo's Hippos, We Did Nothing, Shorthand, really good snappy little songs from Graham Parker, and as I say, he is 72 years old. Also 72 years old is Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders. Now I have shown this, and this is Relentless. I think this is a very, very strong album. I think it really is good. There is a lot of slow songs on this, and I think it's the slow songs that actually make this album. Losing My Sense of Taste is a really good opener, but like the Copa, The Promise of Love, Merry Widow are absolutely brilliant, and I think it's one of their most consistent albums yet. But as I say, Chrissie Hynde is 72. At 73 years old, and I haven't shown this yet, and it's Agnetha Fältskog, and this is A+. Now this is a double album. This technically is not really a brand new album. Basically it's her album A from 2013, and all the instrumentation has been taken off and new instrumentation has been put on. Now I don't have A on vinyl, I only have it on CD, but I do now, because with this double vinyl they give you the original A album as well. It has got more contemporary sound now. It's maybe a little less easy listening as the A album, but it's a bit of a shock to the system. I do like it, but I think I do prefer the A album itself, but still it's good. And this comes in a very nice clear vinyl, and this came out a few weeks ago, and it didn't do too bad. It charted, I think it got to number maybe 30 something, which is not bad for a solo album. But there is a brand new song on here called Where Do We Go From Here, which is completely new, which is on the A+ album, but still really good to have. Anything ABBA and I will snap it up. So Agnetha is 73, and also 73 is Suzi Quatro. Now this is with KT Tunstall. Now she's in her 40s. I'm not counting her because I didn't buy it for her, I bought it for Suzi Quatro, although I might go back and sort of revisit some of KT Tunstall's songs. But yeah, this is also a very, very good album. It took me a while to get into it. I thought it was a bit bland at the start, but it is actually very good. But 73 years old for Suzi Quatro. And then we get a 75-year-old, and it is Yusuf or Cat Stevens, and this is an excellent album, and the packaging of this is absolutely fantastic. And he doesn't sound as if he's 75. I don't think his voice has been treated at all, because it does sound so fresh. And if you ever want to hear a Cat Stevens album, this is as good as any, really. And excellent. King of the Land, Cat Stevens, 75 years old. And then we get one of my favourite bands, and it is Sparks. And these guys are doing really well, and this is The Girl Is Crying on Her Latte. Now Russell Mael is 75 as well, and Ron Mael is 78 years old. This got top 10 like their previous 3 studio albums, and I believe they were at Glastonbury and they went down a storm. But yeah, really, really good band, and this is an excellent album. So The Girl Is Crying on Her Latte by Sparks, with the two guys 75 and 78. Okay, then we get this one, which I haven't shown yet, and it is the Rolling Stones and Hackney Diamonds, and you've all seen this a million times. This album has been seriously hyped up in the VC, and if I'm being honest, quite rightly so, because it is excellent. The one thing I will say about Rolling Stones albums is a lot of them are very inconsistent. Some have really great tracks, but some have got real turds on them as well. This one is great through and through, apart from Rolling Stone Blues, which I can handle, but I just wish it wasn't on. I wish it ended with Sweet Sounds of Heaven. And if they wanted to put something on like Rolling Stone Blues just to show their past, they could have tacked it on right at the end, maybe 50 seconds of it, about 10 or 15 seconds after Sweet Sounds of Heaven, a bit like Her Majesty from Abbey Road. But yeah, a really good album, and I have to show this because I'm going to show you a colour of vinyl which I don't think I've actually seen on the VC, and it is brilliant. It's beautiful, and it's called black vinyl, standard black vinyl. The reason why I went for that was, one, it was cheaper, and two, all my Stones records are black vinyl, so that is why I bought the black vinyl. But it is a truly excellent album and deserves all the plaudits it gets. Really good. Hackney Diamonds by the Rolling Stones. Now Mick Jagger is 80, Keith is 79, and Ronnie is the baby at 76 years old. Unbelievable. Okay, we'll go on to the single, and I wonder what single it is, and of course I had to buy it Now and Then by the Beatles. And this is another one of these weird vinyls that you never see on the VC as well. It too is a black vinyl. My thoughts on this: I think it's okay, it's not bad, and I'm delighted that it is #1 in the UK singles charts, to give them their 18th #1, but I don't think it is probably deserving of an 18th #1. For example, Let It Be, it didn't get to #1, it deserved it. Even Something Come Together deserved #1. This is fine, but although it is tacked on to the end of the Blue album, I think after a year this is going to go in the same direction as Free as a Bird and Real Love and be completely forgotten about. But still, it's good to see, and it's got a really good video, but it's not the best. It's okay, but without the video it's average. So the Beatles, Now and Then. Okay, now Paul is 81 and Ringo is 83. Now we do have to go back to an 82-year-old, a youngster, and I bought Paul Simon, and this is Seven Psalms. Now this is not a bad album, but it's not very melodic. Whenever you think of Paul Simon, you think of melodies and those Simon Garfunkel melodies, which are gorgeous. This is not, but it is acoustic guitar only, and I think it is very good. I do need to listen to this again. I've played about 3 or 4 times. I've enjoyed it, but I can't remember how any of the songs go, so I'll probably put this on this afternoon. But Paul Simon himself is 82 years old. So the granddaddy of the lot, who do you think it is? And he is 84 years old. His first album was as part of a band, and it was released in 1969, so he was actually quite late to this game. He was 30 whenever his first album came out, or the band's first album, and he left the band in 1974, and he's been a solo artist since. Have you got it? Well, at 84 years old we have Ian Hunter, who was part of Mott the Hoople, and this is a real good return to form. And this actually includes Ringo Starr, by the way, on the absolutely brilliant song Bed of Roses. Really, really good. So uplifting, absolutely fantastic, and yeah, really strong album, and it's better than his last 2. But at 84 years old, it's probably going to be his last. Now, the average age of all the people I mentioned, of all the 12 albums, or 11 albums and 1 single I bought, the average age is 74 years and 7 months. Can you believe that? You know, you would never think. Rock and roll is supposed to be a youth thing, and you know, way back in the days, anyone over 30 was regarded as old, but we're getting people in their 80s. And it's obviously going to stop soon, because a lot of these people will pass away. But what I think is, enjoy it while they're still here. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.